Hello, what's up fam? Kembali lagi kita ke another edition of Mana Podcast. Today it's a bit different karena we have a specific theme that we will be talking about in the next 4 weeks, and that is about relationships.
Yep.
Whether you are romantically mau kata you udah punya pacar, punya anjing loh, enggak ada hubungan. Kok bestial itu jadinya?
Jangan.
Enggak, tapi ya hari ini a bit different, and the next 4 weeks gonna be a bit different juga karena we have that specific theme that we wanna talk about. And hari ini aku nggak sendirian, aku ditemani oleh the Ruth to my Boaz, the Barbie to my Ken. Dan juga ditemani oleh Brian dan Caca. Hello guys, hello. Some say that they are our doppelganger in terms of the dynamic relationships, banternya and all that, feeling logic ya kan.
I can totally see that.
Logic. So
kamu feeling ya, Caya?
Iya.
Oh, okay. Kamu IT ya?
Iya, jadi rada
kenapa kamu langsung kasih spoil?
Oh ya, maaf.
Okay.
Biarkan dia introduce diri dia
Okay.
sendiri.
Yeah.
Oke, terima kasih. Coba introduce diri kalian masing-masing.
dari
Dari Caca dulu
dari
boleh.
Caca. Ya. Udah spoiler tadi. Aku dari nama kali ya. My name is Vanessa, tapi aku dipanggil Caca. Itu lebih nama friendly. Aku baru beres kuliah sebetulnya. Kemarin kuliah di Deakin, ngambil IT. And now I'm currently working as an associate developer gitu.
Kamu umur berapa, Cak?
Aku tahun ini 21. Baru 21. Ini I'm entering my 20s era. Jujur masih kerasa kayak anak kecil sih sekarang aku.
Emang masih
Iya, cuman I don't know, I feel like 21 is like adult age-ish kind of gitu. Anyway, that's a bit about myself.
Right, okay. Brian.
Silakan.
My name is Brian. Aku baru banget graduate Februari ini, psychological science. Terus sekarang aku lagi kerja as an assistant manager.
Let's go.
Nice.
Just short.
Okay.
Kalian udah berapa lama pacaran?
Aduh, berapa? Setahun.
I reckon 1.5 ish.
Iya.
Okay.
Yeah.
More or less.
Do you mind sharing how did you guys meet?
Okay. Oke, you tell your part of the story and
Terus
I'll
saya
tell
selalu
mine.
Ini selalu seru nih kayak gini.
Iya.
Right. Ladies first then. How about
Wait,
that?
no. Okay, you go first. Gantian.
Okay, sure. Okay, so kita SMA itu udah pernah ketemu. Oke,
Yeah.
jadi
Di
SMA
Bandung.
itu di Bandung.
Di Bandung,
Kita
di
SMA
Indo,
di Bandung.
iya.
Satu sekolah.
Satu sekolah. Oh, jadi kita SD SMP tuh kita beda sekolah.
Oke.
Well, technically sama sih, cuman beda cabang lah kasarnya gitu.
Oh, okay.
Terus dia SMA pindah ke sekolah aku, kita ketemu, tapi di situ pun aku lagi suka sama orang lain.
Yeah, and I was in a relationship with another
Yes,
person.
yes. And kita nggak pernah lihat satu sama lain itu sebagai kandidat.
Potensi.
Kalau at least dari aku ya, aku nggak pernah lihat dia sebagai kandidat sih. Like
Enggak sih, sama sih.
I think back then it's pretty far from there.
Okay. Kenapa? Karena do you think that you're shooting up atau kayak karena emang nggak suka aja?
Well, first of all, I'm not physically attracted to her back then.
Wow,
That might
okay.
be harsh, but that's true. Mungkin karena dulu kita masih kayak nerd gitu ya, dua-duanya ya. Dia sih kelihatannya kayak orang yang suka belajar banget, so nerdy. Dan aku juga dulu masih tipenya tuh main kartu tiap hari gitu.
Sama lah, sekarang enggak.
Ya, betul sih. Sekarang masih sama itu tuh yang di sana.
Iya.
Tapi ya dulu aku belum lihat dia sebagai kandidat karena ya physically I'm not attracted yet. Terus secara mungkin dari tipe yang aku ingini dulu juga dia tuh jauh dari sana lah. Gitu loh.
Sorry, can I
Right.
Emang dulu mulanya kayak gimana?
Oke, dulu itu semua teman aku selalu bilang bahwa aku suka sama cewek itu harus pendek. I mean dia pendek sih dulu. Tapi menurut aku dia nggak masuk ke kriteria imut lucu gitu loh.
Terus jadi kalau gue nggak imut gak lucu apa dong?
Ya nerdy aja susah gitu lihatnya gimana ya.
Oke.
Gitu loh.
Kalau jawab nerdy gak lucu.
Gitu ya?
Ya aku sukanya yang kayak gitu. Cuman permasalahannya
oke.
pas aku lihat dia, wah ini jauh sih. Pokoknya nggak
Oke.
ada lucu-lucunya gitu.
Aku penasaran kamu SMA kayak gimana mukanya bentuknya.
Nanti deh.
Iya,
Nanti aku
ntar.
tunjukin deh.
Iya.
Gitu.
Tapi main beda sih, banyak yang bilang main beda sih.
Oke.
Dan kalian beda angkatan ya kalau nggak salah.
Beda
ya?
angkatan.
Kita beda 2 angkatan.
tahun.
Oh,
Oke.
2 tahun.
That's right.
Sorry, terus
Terus dari sana kita kenal lewat band, ya kan?
ngeband.
Ngeband
Iya.
bareng.
Oh.
Jadi dulu aku main bass, dia nyanyi.
Iya.
Iya.
Gila.
Terus singkat cerita kita udah nggak pernah kontekan lagi karena aku ke Aussie untuk belajar perfilman. Terus dari sana karena aku nggak terlalu suka sama perfilman, aku balik lagi ke Indo. And then singkat cerita aku balik lagi ke sini untuk belajar psychological science. Dan aku tanya ke agent aku, kira-kira ada temen aku mungkin atau bahkan dede junior aku lah yang di SMA aku itu ada yang kesana juga nggak gitu.
Sorry. Ini agen edukasi atau agen jodoh sih?
Oh, agen edukasi. You should specify.
Kayaknya agen jodoh sih.
Enggak.
Iya betul. Ini agennya agen buat bantu kita bisa
Iya.
ke uni ya, gitu. Dan akhirnya dia bilang Vanessa katanya. Terus jujur pas mereka ngomong Vanessa pun yang ada di kepala aku bukan dia.
Iya.
Siapa emang
kita
ada
tuh-
lagi?
Iya, jadi dulu tuh satu angkatan di atas lu dan satu angkatan di bawah gue itu ada namanya Vanes.
Oh, wait, I think I know.
Yes.
Yang cowok kan ya?
Iya, tapi anehnya dipanggilnya Nesa.
Iya. Oh, masa
Nesa
sih?
Kalau Nesa.
Cowok ini panggilan Nesa.
Vanes deh.
Oh, Vanes ya.
Iya,
Lupa sih. Tapi yang
masa
pasti
Nesa?
si Vanes ini tuh dulu aku nggak terlalu dekat tapi kita suka futsal bareng. So I know him. Jadi akhirnya aku coba kontak. Ternyata bukan Vanessa itu, Vanessa yang ini
Salah.
ternyata. Jadi akhirnya kayak aku coba kontak dia.
He
and
slid to my DMs, basically.
aku tanya aja gitu. Tapi the reason being juga bukan karena dulu aku udah suka sama dia, tapi
Iya.
karena aku punya pengalaman ke sini sendiri and it was not good. Jadi kayak I'm trying to find someone else yang bisa dijadiin kalau udah kenal sama orang kan lebih gampang daripada kalau ke sini terus bikin temen gitu. Jadi akhirnya aku tanya dia and then ya singkat cerita kita ke sini bareng terus akhirnya ketemuan dan interestingly kita berdua ternyata sama-sama di Deakin. Tempat tinggal juga cuma beda 5 menit
Iya,
jalan kaki.
dekat.
Maybe like 5 to 10 minutes max maybe ya. Gitu. Jadi di situ ya aku take care of her lah. Aku lebih ngelihat dia sebagai adik, as someone yang kayak wah kayaknya Tuhan pertemuin aku sama ini supaya aku tuh dulu pernah gagal datang ke sini untuk balik lagi ke Indo. Jangan sampai orang ini juga kayak gini gitu. So I took care of her basically. Terus aku jelasin di Aussie tuh kayak gini dan lain-lain bla bla bla.
Literally everything.
like
Dari
everything.
mulai Mikey card and then Woolies lah, everything, Deacon stuff gitu.
Kamu
Semua
sas nggak sama
dibantuin.
dia? Kayak
Enggak.
udah maunya. Oh.
Enggak.
Yes, karena like legit aku udah nunjukin ke dia bahwa it's a friend vibes.
Iya.
Oh, friend
It's
zone.
platonic. It's just
Yeah,
it's
and
just
then we
fortunate.
set like a very clear boundaries from the start. Like, oh, I see you as like a brother kind of figure. Terus dia ngomong juga sama kayak, oh, I see you as more like a sister as well gitu. Jadi kayak, okay, cool. And then like, long story short, dia udah suka kayak 2-3 orang yang berbeda. And back then I didn't like anyone. Terus I ended up liking apa ya, kayak mutual kita di our previous church. Terus I was with this person for like almost a year-ish, tapi it's more like a situationship kind of thing. Tapi even then dia tuh selalu bantu gitu, selalu be there for me, selalu support me if I ever need any kind of advice, like he was there. Jadi masih vibes itu masih kayak, oh he's like my brother to me. Gak pernah kepikiran untuk jadiin pasangan gitu. Gitu.
Yeah. But even until then, aku juga nggak pernah merasa bahwa aku tuh pengen punya cewek tipe kayak dia, nggak pernah, gitu loh. Nah pertanyaannya kan kapan tuh muncul?
Nah,
Nah,
inilah merusak friendship ini.
oke. Ini pretty dramatic sih, karena pas aku satu titik tiba-tiba tuh mikir ya kayak, aduh, aku udah suka sama 3 cewek, kenapa 3-3-nya aku ujungnya nggak bareng sama mereka gitu.
Kamu yang nggak mau sama mereka eventually atau mereka yang nggak? Kayak
Jadi,
mutual atau mutual?
aku tuh baru suka sama, jadi aku tuh tipe orangnya kalau aku suka sama orang, I will always try to observe first. Aku nggak mau langsung ngejar orangnya. Kenapa? Karena pengalamanku dari SMP ngejar orang langsung itu it's always been bad gitu loh. So I learn from those mistakes dan aku mau jangan. Kalau aku udah pilih satu orang, udahlah sama itu. Kenapa? I can't be asked to find another one, like legit gitu loh. Jadi akhirnya aku nentuin untuk kayak ya udah deh, kalau kayak gitu apa nih yang membuat aku tiap kali nyari cewek tuh kok selalu kayak gagal lagi gitu. Akhirnya I found out bahwa kayak oh jangan-jangan aku tuh standarnya terlalu tinggi, too unrealistic. Jadi akhirnya I set a standard di mana yang kayak okay, how about if aku cari cewek itu dimulai dengan 2 kriteria. Satu yang important, yang essential. The other one yang non-essential. Contoh, bisa masak. Ya yang ini mah susah.
Wait, I've been learning, okay?
She's been learning, tapi kayak maksudnya she's not an expert atau
Itu
kayak
essential atau non-essential?
That comes to the non-essential.
Okay.
The reason why is because karena dia nggak bisa masak itu tidak akan membuat hubungan aku itu jadi bertumbuh kan nggak ada hubungan gitu. Tapi kalau misalkan yang essential tuh harus yang kayak misalkan apakah kita sama-sama punya faith on Jesus Christ. That's really important. Kenapa? Karena if we're not looking to the same direction, kita nggak bisa grow. Kalau ada north and south, aku bakal tarik dia ke south, dia bakal tarik aku ke north. That won't work. Dua-duanya jadi nggak ada yang grow gitu. Tapi kalau misalkan if we're looking both to the same direction, we'll go ke arah itu pelan-pelan barengan gitu kan. So that's what I try to identify kayak yang mana yang non essential, yang mana yang essential, dan akhirnya pas aku udah listin yang essential akhirnya kayak I know someone that sounds like this. I know someone that sounds like this.
Really?
Gitu. Yes, jadi akhirnya
Kamu nggak tahu?
Kamu nggak tahu nih cerita.
nggak, dia pura-pura doang.
Seneng aja jarang ngomong soalnya.
Sorry, dari
compliment ya. Jarang.
Iya, jarang.
Nah, that's right. Tapi ya.
Do you mind sharing the
Apa aja? Ya.
essentials?
I also wanna know sih.
Right, sure.
Kalau bisa dulunya kayak gimana? Standar kamu bilang terlalu tinggi banget kan? Habis itu sekarang tuh kayak gimana?
So dulu itu I do think bahwa physical appearance was pretty essential to me. Reason being itu karena buat aku kalau aku nggak suka sama luarnya orang, susah sih kayaknya kalau untuk ini terbuka aja ya, to be able to feel turn on untuk kayak maksudnya jadi mau melakukan hubungan nanti depannya. That's how I thought back then gitu loh. Terus aku juga mikir bahwa kayak kalau misalkan cewek nggak bisa masak, wah susah sih, soalnya aku pokoknya pengennya ceweknya harus bisa masak. Kenapa? Kebanyakan nonton anime. Semua ceweknya bisa, rata-rata bisa masak. Jadi kayak wah gila kalau punya cewek bisa masak ya. Pulang kerja capek, masakan enak, makanan udah jadi, everything is done. Like that's what I want gitu loh. I think those are essential to me gitu. Tapi setelah as I pursue deep into my faith, akhirnya I understand bahwa kayak those things are non-essential gitu loh. Kenapa? Karena those things itu nggak akan maksudnya we can cover that in another way. Misalkan I can always order food, let's say, atau misalkan
operasi plastik
Jangan.
Apa? Aduh.
No, I'm joking. Tapi apparently I also like to cook, so why not I cook instead of my girlfriend atau my wife kan gitu loh. And then sekarang akhirnya aku menemukan bahwa titik-titik esensial ya ini yang dia punya itu adalah satu, obviously we have the same faith. Kita sama-sama always try to pursue untuk lebih dekat sama Tuhan, gimana caranya makin kenal sama Tuhan. Selain dari itu juga kita sama-sama bukan kita sama-sama, tapi I look at her as someone yang selalu pengen belajar. I think that is the most essential thing.
I agree.
For girls to have. Kenapa? Karena at the end of the day we can't kalau kita sama-sama mau nge-lead itu susah. Kenapa? Karena there will be a clash jadi ini aku pengennya A, dia pengennya B, nah ini mau ikut siapa? Susah kan? Unless you're able to negotiate sama orangnya, it'll be hard gitu loh. Tapi kalau orangnya mau belajar, ya kan, she will have the humbleness untuk kayak okay, Cak, boleh nggak biarin gua ini lakuin apa yang menurut gua lebih logical atau lebih benar dulu, and then if I fall, we learn together. Karena I learned that bahwa ada juga orang tipe-tipe cewek yang nggak mau belajar, jadinya they don't wanna fall gitu loh. They don't wanna fall. Karena in making decisions in life itu it's not the same as theoretical questions, dimana kayak kalau misalkan satu tambah satu jawabannya pasti 2 gitu. In life it's not always like that, right?
Yeah.
You try to, misalkan contoh aja paling gampang, parkir mending di kiri atau di kanan ya. Nah itu kan kadang juga jangan di kiri kanan, sorry. Misalkan di pinggir jalan atau mending di bawah mall misalkan gitu kan.
Basement.
Kalau misalkan dulu tuh my mom and my dad suka ributnya gini. My dad pengennya cepet, tapi my mom khawatir kalau hujan gimana. Nah karena my mom itu dulu lebih cenderung mau ngelit dan gak mau belajar dari my dad, ujungnya jadi apa? Sering ribut. Padahal cuma parkir doang gitu loh. Sampai aku sama dedekku tuh ya bisa nangis cuma gara-gara my mom and my dad ribut karena parkir gitu. Sedangkan kalau misalkan ceweknya mau dengerin dan mau belajar, even if let's just say my dad tentuin untuk parkir di pinggir jalan dan akhirnya hujan, he will learn from that untuk kayak oh bener ya, berarti next time it's better untuk parkir di bawah gitu loh. Nah, as I said again, the conclusion is kalau misalkan aku nggak cari cewek yang mau belajar, aku ini tipenya mau ngelit, susah gitu loh. And it's connected to humbleness juga. I think it's connected gitu loh. Jadi yaitu satu tadi udah ya faith, 2 is the humbleness to learn, sama I think because I can go through a lot of lists gitu, tapi I'm just gonna give the most important one. Sama yang terakhir adalah the willingness to serve sih. I think for me at least, I'm not gonna generalize all men, tapi gak ada yang lebih apa ya kayak bikin hati itu luluh ya. Selain dari kalau misalkan aku udah kadang tuh aku kerja, terus dia lagi di rumah aku sama Keke gitu.
Dede?
Keke itu
sama
ya,
Dede,
adiknya.
adik aku by the way. Pas aku udah pulang tuh, kemarin malam tuh aku nggak cuci piring, tapi piring tuh udah dicuci semua gitu loh. Itu tuh menurut aku kayak wow, I am tired, but the fact that pas aku nyampe rumah everything is clean, that's crazy gitu loh.
Kita balik.
Gimana
Gue
nih?
bersihin.
Dia lebih demen bersih-bersih daripada aku soalnya.
Right.
Dan dia actually demen cuci piring.
Nah itu aku nggak
I
suka
see, I
sih
see.
cuci piring sih. Cuman kalau nggak dicuci itu greget nggak?
Nggak sih, aku jarang ke kitchen sih, jadi kayak
Yeah,
nggak males ngeliatnya juga.
Nggak apa, saling mengcover.
Saling
mengcover.
betul.
Terus
Saling mengcover.
iya.
Her willingness to serve is menurut aku tingkat inisiatif dia itu tinggi banget sih.
That's
menurut
good.
aku.
It's really good. Oh.
One of the things yang aku ingat ya itu di gereja lamaku kita tuh pernah ngobrol panjang lebar dan aku tuh nggak minum, ngobrol terus ngomong terus. This girl tiba-tiba ambilin teh, ambilin air terus kok minum dulu. Itu ya, I'm like okay, wow, like
I love you langsung.
no, like for real. Aku langsung kayak wow, God just sent me a goddess.
Oh my god.
Bentar,
Cookie point.
banget.
We know Brian
Iya.
for a year now
Iya.
ya.
Kayaknya nggak pernah muji sampai segini.
Iya, Brian tuh
Oh my gosh, I'm getting
bukan anak words banget tuh nggak sih menurut aku.
That's true. Tapi ya itu, I think those are the top 3 things. Menurut aku as a man, I need that, and she provides.
Wow.
That's a helper.
great.
I think.
That's
That's a helper right there.
Fantastic. Gila. I think yang masalah faith that's like
That's
udah lah,
number
udah-
one.
udah number
Yeah.
one. Udah
Yeah,
pasti
that's
lah.
number one.
Kayak it's yang sama faithnya aja mau hidup bareng aja susah, apalagi yang beda faith yang beda belief system.
That's true. That's true.
And then the learning part of it, I think that's like the biggest thing yang a lot of relationships are missing.
Yeah.
Karena
Yep.
we all grow.
Hmm.
We might like what we like now, terus kita 2-3 tahun ke depan mungkin kita nggak suka lagi hal yang dulu kita suka.
Yep.
Dulu dia suka mie misalnya, terus kedepannya dia jadi alergi sama mie. Terus kalau misalnya kita nggak mau belajar, kita bakal tetap bawa dia ke Bountiful ntar. Dia kan kayak tetap kasih dia Indomie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Kalau kata Tim Keller bilang kayak relationship kalau misalnya you udah in a marriage, dia bilang you'll wake up one day looking to the next person next to you and you won't even realize who they are.
Iya,
Karena mereka udah berubah.
that's right.
Dan kalau misalnya kita nggak mau belajar apa preferences mereka sekarang, kesukaan mereka sekarang, we'll fall in love with the version of who they were, not who they are.
Wow.
Yep.
Right?
That's true.
So that's very important. And then the helper side of things, anjir man, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Props on you.
Props
Props on you.
Vanessa.
Props on you.
No, why one on me?
I mean,
Lah kan tadi kan ngebahasnya kamu.
Oh. Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Can I add something?
Yeah, sure.
Waktu itu actually, okay, since you brought up Tim Keller,
Yeah.
I think Tim Keller juga bilang kayak there is no such thing as the right person gitu loh, the right one for you. You learn to love them as you grow together gitu, karena as you said gitu, kayak maksudnya the person you marry or the person you said yes to at first may not be the same person as they're gonna be in the future gitu. Nanti nenek kakek kita udah pikun-pikunan, apakah artinya kayak we don't love them anymore, kan enggak juga gitu.
Yeah, betul. That's true. Wow. Aku wanna touch on the physical appearances if I can. I think and I agree that it is not essential.
Yeah.
It's in the non-essential thing. Tapi kadang kebanyakan orang Kristen tuh, especially zaman dulu, kayak udah nggak usah lihat mukanya, yang penting hatinya sama segala macam. Iya ngerti hatinya. Tapi
ini dia he's a strong believer on
Ta-
that.
Okay, what is this?
Tapi kan lu nggak mau. Ntar pas lo
Ini lucu
gitu,
sih.
pas dia tahu.
Aku udah hafal catchphrase dia.
Tapi kan lu nggak mau. Ntar pas nikah, terus lu melek, lu maunya bilang Jesus, thank you. Bukan pas melek Jesus gitu kan, lu nggak mau bilang kayak gitu kan. So it is important, and yet it is not the most important thing.
Yeah.
So yang penting you ada attractionnya ke
Yeah.
itu ya kan.
But can I add on to that?
Yes.
What I've realized based on pengalaman aku relationship sama dia compared to with my ex is that dulu aku sama my ex, I look at the appearance first and then go through the heart. And then when I look at her, I look at characters first, inside first, and then I look outside after.
Yeah.
What I've realized is that kalau kita lihat dalamnya dulu, I agree with you bahwa outside-nya juga tetap harus, maksudnya still ada standarnya lah gitu. Tapi you can always lower it down. Kenapa? Karena the moment you know someone dari inside, the outside also change.
Iya.
It's like the reverse, apa sih namanya? Like rose tinted glasses. Katanya kan kalau
Rose tinted glasses.
Katanya kan kalau
Interesting.
misalnya if you have a crush on someone, it's like you're wearing a rose tinted glasses. Everything that this person is doing, it's always like rosy, selalu kayak bagus lah, nggak pernah ada yang jelek-jeleknya gitu. Tapi setelah kayak you know this person even more, baru kayak muncul kayak apa red flagnya kan ya, muncul red flagnya gitu. But if you do the opposite gitu, kayak like you fall in love with like the characters first, then the rose tinted glasses tuh jadinya lebih ke you're blinded with their appearance. Jadi sejelek-jeleknya, maybe you just woke up, maybe you haven't put on makeup, but your partner atau enggak like you gitu will still like this person gitu. So it's interesting gitu. Awalnya I thought that it won't work with appearance. Kalau misalnya memang udah nggak suka appearance ya nggak suka gitu. But my relationship with him proved me wrong basically.
Oh wow.
Because we both don't.
We didn't like each other.
We don't like
in terms of appearance.
In terms of appearance.
In terms of appearance, kita tuh we don't look at it that way gitu. Pas kita lihat sama lain tuh biasanya orang kan langsung kayak wow, like she's so gorgeous. Like I didn't look at her that way. I'm like, okay, like you're okay, you know.
Yeah. No, even until now.
No,
Even until now.
Because back then we had this conversation di mana dia nanya bahwa kayak, because I was talking about, every time I learn psychology ya, kalau lagi ngobrol sama dia, I'll be like, I learned this today, like ngomongin tentang ini, and then kebetulan lagi touch on relationship di mana lagi ngomongin tentang appearances, and then dia nanya ke aku kayak, okay, if that's the case, then kalau menurut you, from 0 to 10, aku di berapa?
Yeah. How would you?
I legit said, I think
like 6.
maximum 6 maybe.
Yeah. Like a solid 6.
like a solid 6. Legit. Tapi kayak after we went to the relationship, terus kayak kita,
Ini pas kalian udah jadian?
Enggak, ini sebelum jadian. Sebelum jadian. And kita tuh masih kayak, aku belum ada feeling sama dia nggak ada feeling sama aku. So this is pretty objective, I think. Pas dia nanya, I just answer it as if kayak sort of like you're a stranger to me gitu loh. Dimana kayak just a solid 6 gitu loh. I'm just gonna be honest with you, blatantly. Tapi setelah itu di dalam udah bareng relationship, and then akhirnya kita bahas-bahas tentang dulu tuh kita gimana ya bisa jadi kayak gini dan lain-lain. She asked me again kayak, okay, do you still think like I'm 6 out of 10 gitu? I said, not gonna lie, I think you're at least 7.5 to me.
Nah, lumayan lah.
Naik 1,5 ya?
Lumayan lah,
1,5
lumayan lah. 7.5.
Itu HD nggak sih?
Distinction.
Distinction,
I'll
distinction,
take it.
sorry.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's what I realized, yeah, at least. So when you look at the inside first, I think the outside change. But it also worked the other ways though.
Yeah.
When you look at the outside, it's good. The moment you see the inside, outside will be affected by that too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Before we go to the next question, can I add something to that?
Yeah.
I feel like we keep apa ya
Nggak
kayak
apa-apa.
circling around
Go
the
with
same
the flow.
question. But apa ya, this is one of my biggest bukan ick sih, apa ya, kayak greget gitu loh. Kayak every time I see other people's relationships,
Yeah.
soalnya yes, the appearance matter, but if you only focus on that and just apa ya, kayak stucknya lebih ke the appearance, and then well yeah, you learn about that person as you go with the relationship. Tapi kalau misalnya if you don't start as friends first, then
Yep.
you are setting yourself up for failure because you're only counting the number of red flags that you can handle until you break that relationship off, in my opinion. So for me, it's very, very important to always start the relationship as friends first.
Yep.
Gitu.
Yep.
Kalau misalnya
Agree.
with friends, when you guys are friends, bisa lebih objektif. Oh, ternyata nih orang tuh males ya kalau in terms yang kayak gini. And then you think to yourself, do I think I can cover that? Cover his weaknesses atau cover her weaknesses. Kalau misalnya as friends, you can think that way, right? Kalau misalnya, I don't know, you take a look at siapapun misalnya di gereja sini, kayak oh ternyata orang ini tuh kayak gini ya karakternya, tuh orang itu orangnya kayak gitu ya karakternya. Kalau misalnya aku sama orang ini bisa nggak ya kira-kira? I don't know, just think to yourself that way, gitu. Because if you don't do that, if you're like, oh, I'm attracted to this person, and then you go with the relationship, and then you slowly but surely learn about their red flags. If you don't have like a solid foundation, then you'll be counting the number of red flags that you can handle. Oh, I don't like that he's doing this. I don't like that he's doing that. After a while, you'll just be like, I can't be with you anymore. I can't be with you, and then you break it off. So
It's fantastic.
apa ya, especially like to my close friends, I always ask them, please stay as friends first, and then learn about that person as much as you can, and
Yep,
then you
yep, yep, yep.
consider
I agree.
in that friendship phase if you can be with this person buat fase jadian, abis itu like then marriage. Soalnya nowadays people see dating tuh lebih kayak, oh well, I can just like break it off at any time gitu kan.
Yep.
You can do that in friendship, right? Like you don't have to have a romantic relationship with this person first. Why go through that heartbreak, you know? That's my
Yeah,
two
I
cents.
agree. People these days are practicing divorce.
Yeah.
Jadinya karena
Yep,
saking
yep.
gampangnya kayak dating nggak jadi, dating nggak jadi. You're literally training your brain untuk kayak it's easy to break off relationship.
Just bail out anytime.
Ya, makanya disebut anytime. Makanya banyak makanya Britney Spears 24 hours divorce.
Emang iya?
Really?
Iya, Britney Spears yang pertama kali dia
I just knew that.
apa namanya married 24 hours divorce. So yeah.
I think to touch on the friendship part. Tapi yeah, I totally agree. So I'm personally kayak even with my relationships before him, kayak apa ya? It's easier and like kayak apa ya? The most things that you're gonna have in a relationship is conversation kan.
Yeah.
Okay, you're gonna talk to them. If you don't like talking to them, if you don't like having fun with them, if you don't like being friends with them, don't expect yourself bisa be vulnerable sama dia, bisa have a long conversation sama mereka gitu.
I agree. Kayak cinta doang gak cukup menurutku.
Yep.
You have to like them as well. If you don't like them, if you don't want to spend time with them, you're gonna have a miserable time
Yeah.
right? And tadi dia jelasin dia punya preferences.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You better say good things though.
Nah.
We're gonna have a serious conversation.
Okay. But yeah, as I've said before, as the both of us have said before, kayak he's not my type and like I'm not his type. Even until now, okay, if I think about types gitu, like I could apa ya lebih ngelihat K-pop idol gimana sih gantengnya gitu, atau nggak kayak how do they dress. Nah, men dia mau kayak
Aku baru beres wamil sih
mau wamil.
Mau wamil apa?
Wajib militer.
Rambutnya
Iya kan?
Oh iya benar.
Yeah, like from the way he looks, like his hair, the way he dresses himself, I know like he's not my type gitu. Cuman pas he confessed to me like kayak almost like 2 years ish ago, jadi dia tuh nanya kan kayak nelpon gitu kayak Cal lagi di mana gitu, terus I'm like I'm on my way home dari city gitu, kenapa, can I talk to you, I'm like yeah sure, like is it important, like do you wanna do it lewat call atau do you want me to just go to your place after this gitu sih ya, ngomong kayak I think it's better in person, jadi kayak I did gitu, like I went to his place, terus dia like out of the blue confess gitu, terus I'm like what, I've never seen this coming, like I see you as a friend, I don't like you, kayak I don't have any attraction gitu towards you. Jadi basically I said I don't wanna apa ya kayak langsung bikin decision sekarang, I don't wanna say yes, I don't wanna say no, jadi you have to wait. So for the next 4 or 5 months.
No,
ish.
4 or 5 months.
Yeah, maybe more.
I waited a long
Yeah.
How
time.
does it make you feel?
Well, I feel hanged.
Iya, kayak
digantungin gitu.
Yeah, and then I legit itu thank you to all my friend that has been so patient.
shout out.
Yeah, shout out to Obi and all that, because I legit talk with them every once in a while just because, guys, I can't believe I nembak orang ini dari kapan ya, and then it's been 4 months and I'm still waiting right now. Meanwhile, in this culture, usually you ask once and then they'll decide in most maybe like a week.
Yeah.
So
Udah kayak nunggu apply PR gitu ya.
Yeah.
Ada bridgingnya gitu.
Lumayan.
So I'm on bridging visa for 4 to 5 months. I guess.
Iya, gitu. Soalnya it's very serious. Terus apa ya kayak baru beres my previous relationship gitu. Gak baru-baru banget sih, cuman ya it's quite recent. Terus kayak I'm still healing. I don't wanna jadiin dia tuh lebih
Rebound.
kayak
Yep.
rebound. Like I don't wanna do that. Terus ya there was a lot of consideration. Salah satunya adalah dia kan pastor's kid, so he may become a pastor in the future. So I would have to say yes to that. I think you can relate to this more than anyone else in this room.
This is why we're the twins.
Iya.
Oh iya,
Itu bener.
gitu. That's like one of the considerations. Terus satu hal yang aku gumulin tuh lebih ke this guy's not my type. I can choose, right? Like I don't have to be stuck with him for the rest of my life if I say yes now. Terus I don't know, is this revelation atau apapun itulah namanya. Cuman aku tuh tiba-tiba dapat kayak light bulb. Terus aku kepikiran kayak okay, kalau misalnya gini nih, let's kita analisa gitu Brian. Apa sih yang ada di Brian? What kind of characteristics that or personality traits that he has that my ideal type itu nggak punya gitu, or vice versa. Jadi aku coba untuk pinpoint gitu apa yang dia punya dan apa yang dia nggak punya. Terus I came to the conclusion that he has taken a really good care of me for the past 2 years ish, living in Melbourne all by myself. Terus he has always been there for me. He actually he played a major role in my journey with Christ as well. Back when I was in Indo, I stopped going to church even though both my parents are very active at church. My dad likes to preach as well. Jadi mereka tuh selalu udah ada di dunia pelayanan gereja tuh udah kayak bertahun-tahun lamanya gitu. But I don't know, I felt like I don't have to do that if my parents do it, right? Kayak I feel like I was just following blindly gitu loh. I didn't really understand about my faith, and he helped me a lot through that. Terus jadi aku mikirnya kayak that the kind of partner that I want to live with from now on until like the end of time gitu loh, basically. Sure, he doesn't look like siapa ya, I don't know, Jungkook. I don't even like BTS, man, but like, yeah, sure, he doesn't look like a celebrity, but he has those traits that I want in my partner. Gitu. So akhirnya this random day kita memutuskan untuk grocery shopping together because again we used to live really closely.
Kamu yang ngajak atau dia yang ngajak?
Aduh aku nggak inget sih.
It's just a casual thing.
Iya,
We don't remember that. Karena sesekali kita bakal kayak kalau mau cabut kemana we just go together.
Iya.
Oke.
Gitu. Jadi kayak terus pas pulang I just said to him, "Kok I think I started to like you." Gitu. Gitu.
Di groceries.
He
Di
couldn't.
grocery store.
Iya, he couldn't like hide his like smile. Terus habis itu kayak
Iya 4 bulan
gitu.
loh.
But what makes you decide that though? Like kayak consideration in terms of karakternya, what do I have that you ended up
Kayak
deciding
tadi
kayak
udah.
Tadi udah kayak lebih
the
ke
fact that I can lead you ya?
iya lebih kayak
okay.
lead gitu. Soalnya tiap pergi kemana tuh ya udah aku kayak blind aja, just follow. Terus
Tapi
kalau
aku juga.
kalau misalnya ada masalah apapun gitu, in terms of my characteristic atau work atau uni or whatever lah, biasa he's the first person that I have talked to gitu about these kind of things, and he has always showered me with so much wisdom. Dan apa ya, I am the person that I am right now juga karena banyak dibantu sama Ko Brian gitu. So
Wow.
yeah.
Can I say something? Saya aku honestly aku lumayan pas kamu ngejelasin tentang sorry anak audio. Pas kamu ngejelasin tentang kayak apa ya, the qualities that you like di Brian. Aku personally, aku tuh pada saat kalau misalnya aku nyari cowok, maksudnya my 2 main criteria cuma 2. Faith-nya lebih bagus daripada aku, maksudnya kayak secara iman lebih bagus daripada aku. Maksudnya hubungan sama Tuhannya lebih bagus. Yang kedua, dia bisa memimpin. Karena again, menurut aku cowok harus bisa mimpin, especially spiritually gitu. So yeah, I kinda relate to that apa menurut aku dari dulu aku nyari pasangan yang aku tahu bisa bantu aku grow in Christ gitu. And that doesn't mean aku nggak bisa grow sendiri, tapi I know that I want a partner that can teach me and lead me to a place where I know God wants me to be. Having that together gitu loh, kayak growing together gitu. And yeah, and for that to happen, personally for me kayak those 2 things are very important. So yeah, waktu pas aku ngedenger dia ngomong kayak gitu, aku kayak yeah, I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Kamu bilang tadi one of the things yang you consider adalah dia bisa kemungkinan one day
I actually want to ask that too.
jadi pastor.
Yeah.
Ya kan? Karena dia PK kan.
Yeah.
So how did that what were your thoughts around that? Kayak apakah kamu bakal siap atau gimana, kayak what were you thinking waktu you consider the fact that he might be a pastor one day?
Aku actually mau nanya tadi kayak sekarang udah siap atau belum?
Waktu itu awalnya aku lebih kayak burden myself a lot gitu dengan the thought of me becoming like a pastor's wife, kayak I have to do all these things, I have to take care of the church and whatnot. Tapi ya kayak at the end of the day I'm his partner, so I feel like my main job is just to support him gitu in whatever that he's going to do sebagai pastor kalau misalnya jadi gitu. Terus ya naturally then kayak responsibilities of me as like a pastor's wife bakalan muncul sendirinya. Then I'll be able to like feel that gitu. Jadi mungkin this is part of my personality as well. Cuman aku lebih aku tuh merasa lebih valuable dan lebih bisa kontribusi kalau aku bisa membantu di hal-hal yang memang beneran perlu gitu. Kalau misalnya he's lacking in being organized and being structured, then I'll provide that gitu. Kalau misalnya dia perlu apa, then I'll provide that gitu. Same goes with like church. Kalau misalnya di church like this part of the church itu kurang healthy gitu atau kurang flourishing or whatever, but needs like extra support, then I'll jump and do that. I feel like you don't have to, like, being a pastor's wife itu means that you have to put on so many different hats.
Yep.
You don't have to box yourself to be like harus ngakuin A gitu. You don't have to, right?
Yep.
Seharusnya sih iya sih ya.
Tapi ya again expectation.
Tapi ya.
Yeah.
Ada people's expectations juga pasti.
That's the way I see it, I suppose.
That's good. Do you have something to add or no?
No, I think
No.
I'm good with that.
Okay. Kalian started with friendships dulu kan ya? Kayak 2 years.
Right.
Terus-
1 year-ish lah.
Ya 1 year-ish. Habis itu pindah ganti status ke
Yep.
pasangan dari friendship. Was it different? Was it hard? Ada aneh nggak rasanya pertama-tama?
Aneh. It was weird for me. Mungkin kalau orang yang baru, kalau misalnya if they start their relationship in a different apa ya kayak foot than us, then I think it would be very natural for them. But for us, it was weird to do like the more romantic stuff gitu loh. Misalnya kayak holding hands, gitu, atau misalnya rangkul gitu. Or even something as simple as dibawain tasnya gitu. I didn't want any of that.
Dia bawain tas kamu.
Dia waktu itu kayak nawarin mau dibawain gak Cak tasnya, terus I'm like nope, I'm good.
That's why I never do that again.
Kalau sekarang kegantian, kebalikan. I'm like you have to hold my bag, I don't want to do it. Gitu. Soalnya I didn't want to lose my sense of individuality when I enter a relationship.
That's
I don't want, because that's one of the hardest things that I had to learn in my past relationships. Kayak I feel like yes, if you're in a relationship, you'll become like one person. Apa sih kayak?
Yeah, to become one.
To become one,
Itu
right?
buat marriage tapi ya udah.
Something like that.
Ini training.
I mean it's a
Training.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to lose that gitu. Kayak I didn't want to always update them with every single thing that I do gitu. Kalau misalnya like in the morning I text them, or like sebelum apa I text them, sebelum tidur I text them, like that's a lot of work. I'm busy. I'm sure my partner is busy too, right? So instead of just spending a lot of time ngakuin hal yang kayak gini, then let's do something more productive gitu, the way I see it. Terus like I didn't want to just depend emotionally or apapun itu ke my partner gitu, cause jadinya tuh it's like I felt like I couldn't do anything without my partner. I couldn't sleep. Kalau misalnya nggak teleponan, like I couldn't. Kalau misalnya ada apa-apa, like I always go to him. Jadi I feel like in my previous relationship, aku tuh mentuhankan my partner. That was a really hard lesson that I had to learn. Soalnya kalau misalnya ada masalah pun, I didn't go to God, I didn't pray. I would just call kayak my ex gitu. Ini gimana atau whatever gitu. That's when I realized that it's very toxic. Bukan necessarily he's toxic, but the way I look at the relationship was very toxic. Gitu. So it took at least me quite a bit of time to warm up buat lebih express the romantic side of the relationship. Gitu. And until now juga I feel like we're more comfortable being kayak more friendly and buddy-buddy ketimbang lebih
kelihatan sih
gitu.
Iya.
Kalian
Kalian lebih tipe yang very friend. Your relationship is very friendship.
Iya, vibes-nya. But that doesn't mean that I don't love him and he doesn't love me.
Absolutely.
Gitu. We just express it by misalnya kayak I wash his dishes sometimes if I come over, atau enggak dia bawain tas, atau like once in a while he pays for my food, those kind of things. Gitu.
Once in a while doang bayarannya?
Galian.
Oh gitu.
Yeah.
Well, I think my mom and my dad would agree that we have to, bagi dua dulu ya, at least for now.
Yeah.
Or else kalau aku bayarin terus, I think my parents would definitely pay.
Comel.
Yeah.
Terus kalau kamu gimana bedanya?
In terms of what nih?
Kayak dari friendship ke relationship.
Friendship to relationship, right, let me think. I think yang paling ngena itu adalah I don't know how to approach it at first. Karena it's like when you're in a romantic relationship, you already have the apa ya, the sort of like the willingness untuk kayak gue pengen pegangan tangan gitu, atau kayak mulai be touchy gitu loh. Tapi with her it's like okay, kita pacaran dan what now gitu loh. Terus dari situ lama-lama timbul sih ternyata. I was actually quite afraid that kayak because we started as friend, we're gonna keep it as friend gitu loh. And then we'll ended up as friend lagi gitu loh. Turns out satu titik kayak I still remember we were like lagi naik tram balik dari, karena dulu kita gereja di Richmond, dan kita jalan ya di tram gitu, lagi nunggu dia tuh ketiduran gitu. Terus gue kayak oh okay. Biasanya I never had this feeling, tapi kayak sekarang tuh kayak you know what, I think I pengen lah kayak rada apa ininya di belakang lehernya dia gitu. Cuman awalnya juga karena because we didn't start romantically, aku tuh mau kayak gitu aja kayak canggung, kayak like is she gonna allow me to do this? No, I don't even know gitu loh. So I just took a leap of faith and then I did it. Terus kayak well turns out it's fine gitu loh. Dari situ and then everything just snowball. Jadi apa ya, romantic lagi lah gitu kasarnya. Gitu sih. I think at first it's definitely a bit hard, tapi it doesn't stop us from moving through.
So that's one of the biggest adjustments, right? Dari
friendship
ke relationship, dari friendship ke relationship.
Right.
What about communication style? Communication wise, apakah beda begitu dari friendship ke pacaran?
Chatnya.
It was hard for me.
Iya, terus kayak kalau lagi conflict resolution and all that, kayak gimana tuh? Hard for you how?
Kayaknya okay. So apa ya, after we hit like the 6 months mark or maybe a bit more, kita tuh or maybe a little bit more actually, pas sebelum kayak sebulan sebelum Keke datang aja, atau pas dia datang juga, pokoknya our relationship was lagi really really bad gitu. Kita like we fight a lot. I feel like kalau misalnya ada apa-apa tuh cepet marah gitu, kayak I feel like everything that he does is like so wrong in my eyes. Terus dia ngerasa kayak kenapa sih si Caca tuh nggak pernah ngerasa enough gitu.
Kamu nggak pernah ngerasa enough?
Enggak,
dia nggak pernah ngerasa enough.
No, he thought
I
that
always think that dia tuh nggak pernah ngerasa enough, karena she would always ask for like, kok you didn't do this to me, you didn't do that to me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm counting right now, man. Like you have 1,000 already, and then I have to do 1,000. Like, are you for real?
Like you want me to do this? Okay. Like you that means I have to change, right? Sure gitu. Okay, I'll change. Terus after that you still want me to do something else gitu. That's how he felt back then. Whereas with me, aku tuh ngerasanya kayak that's the bare minimum. We're dating now, right? At least call me once in a while. At least text me once in a while.
The thing that she doesn't know is that I do that to everyone, and it's not just her.
Yeah, kayak at least apa ya, kayak ask like how are you doing, like how's work or how's uni, like ask that gitu. So in my past relationships, I've always had that. Selalu ada kayak constant communication gitu. Like I always know kayak my partner lagi ngapain gitu, vice versa. Whereas with him, he's so comfortable with apa ya, kayak our relationship at that state, at that time. Jadi dia nggak ngerasa the need to like constantly ask about me, whereas I had to gitu. I felt like the relationship was lacking in that sense.
Kamu butuh ditanyain atau kamu mau ditanyain?
Mau datang dari inisiatif dia.
No, as in, is it a need or is it a want?
Back then, it was a need for me, karena that's how I was wired in my previous relationships. Kayak selalu ditanya, selalu gimana, you know, like those kayak SMA type of like relationship gitu loh. Sedangkan with him, I feel like it's a lot more like grown up kind of relationship. Kayak nggak harus selalu nelpon, nggak harus selalu text itu. As long as like secara garis besar I know, well he's working right now, atau nggak kayak oh he's doing something right now, then it's fine. So it took me quite a bit of time to adjust to this type of relationship. Gitu. So it was harder on me because like I thought that's the bare minimum. I always feel like that's the bare minimum, and I was being selfish. Soalnya I didn't take into consideration that it was not bare minimum for him. It took him a lot of effort and a lot of learning to be able to provide that for me. And after a while, I learned that. Terus like I tone it down a lot. Gitu.
That's great self-awareness.
I think when it comes to communication, when you ask about communication, I'll differentiate it into two different categories. I think first is more on the negotiating side, di mana kayak if you have a problem, how are we gonna communicate it? And the other one is more on a daily basis communication gitu loh. When it comes to like the daily communication one, sorry about that. I do think bahwa yang bikin susah itu adalah I am more traditional, she's more modern.
Gimana tuh maksudnya?
Maksudnya gini, tradisionalnya aku ini very traditional, cause I always think kayak gila dulu tuh ya, zaman dulu orang surat aja nggak bisa loh nulis surat. That means they don't even know what is happening to their partner.
Iya.
Gitu loh. Jadi those are my ideal type of communication, bahwa kayak I don't need to keep on asking you atau to know everything about you during you lagi ngapain gitu. But obviously pas udah nyampe rumah, let's talk gitu loh. Let's talk about the things that has happened in our life. If you have a problem, let's talk about it and all that. Meanwhile, dia lebih tipenya yang kayak, oh sekarang kan udah zaman digital, people always like text on each other and everything. Sedangkan, whoops, never done that at all. And then she was so pissed at one point karena kita di Indo.
True.
For a good, what was it, a month or was it like
Jadi kita we were
2 weeks?
We were in Indo for 3 weeks ish lah, I think. Terus there's this 1 week, 7 days. Dia tuh nggak ngechat, nggak call, karena I realized that I'm always reaching out to him. Until now sih, to be honest. Selalu yang reach out gitu kayak, kok tadi habis ngapain aja atau gimana. Terus jadi kayak I did a small experiment. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to text him, I'm not going to call him. Let's see if he's going to do that, because I feel like I always reach out to him but he doesn't do that gitu kan. Terus seminggu dia nggak ngechat, nggak nge-call.
Udah itu keterlaluan sih.
Iya, itu keterlaluan kan.
Because on my defense, I really hate
Apa nih?
calling people. I hate texting people.
Senangnya kayak ketemu.
I like to meet people and talk. Person to person gitu loh. Jadi face to face, yes. Jadi ya, well, my parents always give comments about that, dimana kayak I'm way too kayak kurang mikirin tentang orang lain maunya gimana. Jadi ya, that's a fair point, I guess.
Iya. Terus jadi selama seminggu itu kamu nggak ketemuan sama sekali?
Enggak.
Kalian sama-sama lagi di Indo?
Iya, lagi di Indo.
I think aku lagi ada ketemu sama temen aku, banyak plan di situ.
Sama, aku juga ada banyak
dia
plan.
juga sama gitu.
Tapi pas
loh.
hari Minggunya ketemu gitu, terus baru
Oh
kayak
hi,
gitu.
kita pacaran ternyata.
I just realized you're still alive.
Iya, that's how I felt. Gitu, cuman setelah banyak heart to heart conversations, dia juga lebih accommodating. Jadi out of the blue, every now and then dia bakal nanya kayak, oh how's work? Terus every time he ask that tuh jadi lebih kayak I love you baby. You're actually kayak, soalnya kita tuh banyak banget berantem. So for him to be able to say that, it's like such a big win in our relationship. It seems so simple, small, but it means a lot. Ternyata kayak, even though it doesn't make sense for him to like do these small talks. Because we'll see each other soon anyway. Why ask gitu kan? But the fact that he asked, itu like I truly appreciate it.
What does it mean for you? What do you feel waktu dia nanya kayak gitu?
I felt kayak perang-perangnya kita tuh worth it.
Okay.
Gitu.
You felt seen waktu dia nanya kayak gitu?
I felt heard, I felt
heard,
seen,
loved,
seen, ya terus
understood.
Kayak the heavens door are open, the angels are singing, I could hear choirs, gitu. That's how I felt.
Okay.
Soalnya it's very difficult, like the berantem face-nya gitu loh. Kayaknya tiap hari ada aja yang diberantemin.
Karena masalah ini.
A lot of things accumulated.
See, this is coming to the second point, bahwa kayak when it comes to negotiating, honestly back then pas aku pertama kali bareng dia, it was so easy to negotiate with her. And that's also partly the reason why aku juga milih dia gitu, karena I know for a fact that when it comes to marriage itu pasti all about negotiating. Karena there will be problems and problems and problems again and again. It won't stop. But if you can't communicate to negotiate, wah itu you're gonna have a tough time on your marriage. So that's one thing that I wanna get rid of gitu loh. Jadi akhirnya I think okay good. It's so easy to negotiate with you. 1 point, every single day it's just
berantem aja.
Berantem. And to touch about the Bible a little bit, I think the reason why kita punya masalah itu it's not even about communication problem gitu loh. It's actually about we both trying to take. Sedangkan love is supposed to be about giving. Right? That's one thing that I've realized so far, bahwa kayak the communication style, masalah tentang negotiating itu, it's so good for us because we've been friends for quite a long time. It's so easy to okay, I can compensate for that one. Ada masalah ini kita mau beresinnya gimana? It's so easy. But the moment we start thinking about taking instead of giving what the others actually needs, that's the problem. Gitu loh. Karena now it's a lockdown.
Oh, that's true.
Right?
Yeah.
I want to take from you. You want to take from me? Yeah, we both want to take, but who's gonna give?
Yeah.
But if I give you and you give me, we both got it.
Kita pernah nyampe satu titik kita berantem tuh, nyampe kita berdua ngomong kayak, well this is skakmat. Nggak like what's the solution to this problem? Skakmat aja udah. We can't do anything else about it gitu. Jadi karena satu fase itu tuh kita benar-benar berantem terus dan nggak ada resolutionnya. Jadi it's very tiring, very very tiring. So that win yang dia ngomong kayak okay so how's your day gitu, how's work gitu, gitu ngerasa kayak oh we can actually do this, we can actually break through gitu. Kita nggak usah selamanya berantem karena differences kayak gini terus gitu.
That's insane. That's great.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, of course.
What changed? Of course dari perspektif, dan after kayak you guys change that perspective of like okay now my responsibility is to give to the other person, and of course the other person juga kayak I want to give to you. Terus how do you see the difference and like kayak terus sekarang gimana kalian communicate-nya? Are you guys still struggling with that?
Gimana? Bapak Brian?
Well, the good news is we haven't had any problems so far. So, jadi
that's better.
That's
I think
definitely
it's better.
Tapi one thing that at least from my part that I've realized is that kalau misalkan dia butuh something, I'm a very logical person. If you make a point that doesn't make sense to me, I ain't gonna do that. Cuman sekarang because I wanna learn untuk kayak okay, you know what? Kalau dia mau belajar untuk kalau dia mau belajar and allow me to make mistakes first and then we learn together, then I should allow her to do that too. That's part of giving, right?
Yep.
Bahwa kayak if you give me the chance
Yep.
to make mistakes, I'll give you the chance to make mistakes.
Yep.
But the point is we'll learn together. Gitu. I think the change of perspective dari taking to giving, that makes a huge difference.
For me it's ego sih, I think. Ego play the big part in kayak berantem-berantemnya kita gitu. Soalnya I realized that my ego was hurting really bad every time I go to him buat nanya gitu, like reach out kayak how's your day, atau kayak it's always me to him, kayak dia jarang banget dari dia ke aku gitu. Terus dia tuh ngomong okay, gini Ca, tapi kalau misalnya lu nggak ngasih tahu lu perlunya apa ke gua, how am I supposed to know?
Right?
What is this?
It's a fist bump right there.
How am I supposed to know?
Ini manusia gak peka emang.
Kan kalau kita mikirnya gitu kan.
Iya,
kayak
kalau kita pasti mikirnya kayak well aku tahu if someone is not
Yeah,
okay gitu loh.
yeah.
Kayak without you telling me, I know that you're
Yeah.
not okay.
You know what I used to say to her?
What?
I used to say this. Kalau lagi berantem, terus dia bilang kayak, why can't you understand that I need this? Why? Kenapa harus aku kasih tahu dulu, baru you bisa ngerti? I said, forgive me for being dumb.
Oh yeah, he says that a lot.
But please help this dumb person. to
Yeah, he says
understand.
that a lot.
I always say that. And it might sound like I'm manipulating, tapi kayak at the same time I'm trying to tell her bahwa kayak, hey, I'm trying my best on my part here, but if I'm too dumb, I really really need your help.
Yeah.
So I was trying to tell her, hey, I'm humbling
Humbling
myself, so please
Iya.
do help me.
Gitu. Terus jadi kayak dia kan ngomong, kan lu yang perlu untuk ngobrol sama gua, lu yang perlu untuk kayak talk about your day sama gua. I don't need that, so you come to me. If I ever need something to you, I'll come to you. Is what he said. Gitu. Jadi kayak awalnya it's like, kan cewek yang harusnya dikejar. Kenapa gua harus ngejar dia mulu? Kan dia yang awalnya ngejar gua selama I don't know like 4, 5, 6 months, half a year ish. Now why do I have to do this? Kayak I want my princess treatment kind of thing. Gitu. Terus setelah again kayak banyak ngobrol, terus dia talk about his points. I realized that that was actually my ego in this relationship. My ego shouldn't be talking. True, like I need more quality time lah I suppose sama dia ketimbang dia. Then I'll go to him. Gitu. Sekarang sih it's like I'm shameless now.
No, I'm shameless now.
Yeah.
Naked.
If I need to talk to him, then I will. Gitu. Gak usah kepikiran kayak kenapa harus gue doang yang reach out ke dia gitu. I never think about that anymore.
That's good.
That's why I find a girl that's humble enough and want to learn.
Willing to learn.
Yep.
Exactly. I think that's the biggest takeaway of
Yes.
this talk, really. Kayak, you find someone who's willing to learn with you and make
With you.
mistakes with
With
you,
you.
give some
Yep.
space.
That is so hard, you know.
Yeah.
Lots of people doesn't want to make mistakes with you. Kenapa? Karena it's like, kalau you yang make mistake, why do I have to suffer with the consequences?
Yeah, yeah.
Meanwhile, when dua jadi satu, man, whatever decision that guy makes, you gotta suffer with him.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Saying I do has consequences,
Yeah.
right? That's insane. We, I know kita udah ran out of time. Tapi honestly, kita bisa take this offline and terus ngomong for hours
For
about
sure.
this. Aku banyak banget pertanyaan di kepala aku. Can I just ask one more question?
Yeah.
What do you guys think about having an opposite gender's best friend?
Right. Okay. See, would you like to start first or would you atau lu mau gue yang jawab?
Hello deh.
Okay. So, here's the thing. I do believe bahwa as a guy it's harder to have a female best friend compared to cewek punya male best friend, because usually it's the male that is more susceptible towards jatuh cinta lah sama si ceweknya gitu. Because usually cewek lebih kayak kalau gue udah cap lu sebagai teman, you're friend, that's it, you're on friend zone, right? Tapi kalau cowok, they pretty smart, guys are pretty smart. They'll start as friend first, and then that's what I did. But no, I'm joking, okay, I'm joking. Tapi the most important thing menurut aku is trust. You don't put trust on. I don't put my trust on her male best friend.
Yeah.
I put trust on her.
Yeah.
So even if dia punya, by the way, just letting you guys know, dia itu teman cowoknya lebih banyak daripada teman ceweknya, as far as I know.
Yeah.
So the reason why I never get jealous is because I know for a fact bahwa kayak this girl is trustworthy. This girl is trustworthy.
Yeah.
She can go to Arctic with another guy and I'm pretty sure she won't leave me. But at the same time, aku juga know for a fact bahwa aku nggak bisa larang dia juga anyways. Like I can tell her to like, okay, you can't do this, you can't do that. At the end of the day, when she's not with me, what can I do? Right? So keputusan untuk ngasih trust itu ada di tangan aku. That's within my control. Tinggal can you
Steward.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can have as many male friends as you want.
Yeah, mine's the same. Karena in my koron. In my previous relationship, I felt like I was being trapped. Like I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that gitu. Kayak rasanya tuh I'm just being controlled gitu by my partner. It's the first relationship that I've ever been in gitu. Terus apa ya? Sekarang tuh aku di posisi di mana if I put my trust in him and he decided to break it, then it's good. Berarti Tuhan tuh kayak ngasih tahu kayak ini orang tuh memang nggak trustworthy. Then it's not your loss. It's good that it's being revealed to you now.
Yep.
So it doesn't break your heart once you're in marriage.
Especially in marriage.
Yeah, in marriage you have kids and then you suddenly found out that your partner has been cheating with you. What am I saying? Yeah. Udah kayak nggak tahu berapa lama gitu kan. That's a lot more difficult to take, I suppose. Jadi ya I see it as like God's grace, I suppose. Kalau misalnya dia decide to break my trust, and then it's up to me gitu if I still want to accept him or not. And then it comes to like my next point. I'll make it short. In our relationship, satu rule yang kita udah set itu adalah no bailout.
Gimana tuh?
No bailout is like mau separah apa gitu, like mistake yang dia buat, kayak nggak akan break up gitu. Kecuali kalau misalnya memang tidak ada di Alkitab gitu. Kayak bukan tidak ada apa sih namanya? Tidak sesuai dengan firman Tuhan gitu maksud gua tuh. Yeah, then like of course like you have to think twice gitu.
Yep.
Kind of thing. Boleh
You reckon you can give me like another 2 minutes for this?
Of course.
Right. So what I believe is that the culture back then in the Bible and now is different. Back then they don't have dating. They have tunangan and then you go to and then you go to marriage straight away. That means that the moment you udah masuk tunangan, you only have maybe like 6 months to a year to decide, and then you start langsung marriage kan. And then after marriage there's no divorce. Like if you end up with a crazy girl, then you're done for. Right? But right now itu kayak I do think that the reason why banyak orang yang divorce, as you said, practicing divorce, is because people ada di culture di mana kita itu can picky try, which is dating. And what I want is to make sure bahwa dating ini tuh jangan sampai a stage di mana aku bisa cobain dia, and then I bail out anytime when I feel like kayaknya bagian ini nggak cocok dan. I think that's what most people that I know have done, at least in my surrounding, bahwa kayak oh iya aku putus sama dia kenapa? Ya soalnya nggak cocok di titik ini. Man, like it's only one. At the end of the day, lu mau sama siapapun, nggak mungkin nggak cocoknya cuma satu. Nggak cocoknya pasti banyak.
Always going to be something that mismatch.
Yes. And then if you think because of one problem you're gonna bail out, let me tell you one thing. After that problem, there's gonna be another problem. And after that problem, there's gonna be another problem. So if you're gonna bail out now because of that reason, you're gonna bail out with anyone.
With any reason.
Yes. So it's not about the partner, it's about your mentality towards whoever partner you're having gitu.
Do you think I like him playing games like so a lot? No. But I'm still with him, right? Yeah.
And even until now, there's a lot of things that I don't like about her.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that she doesn't like about me. But again, as long as you have the right faith, aku nggak akan lepasin dia. As long as you have the right faith, as long as lu mau pursue God with me, we're never gonna break up. Okay? And then second one is that obviously we respect our parents. If our parents agree sampai sekarang, which puji Tuhan, our parents always agree with us, bareng. Jadi ya we'll keep on continuing the relationship no matter apapun gitu loh. So yeah, I do think that in this generation we have to toughen up in the relationship.
Yes, sir.
Woo! I've got something to say. I know we are running out of time, tapi I've got something to say. The image that I got adalah zaman sekarang itu sama kayak kita lagi ke es krim shop, coba tes,
True.
tes. So in the end kayak enggak, udah kenyang, nggak beli ya kan ya. Oke, kalau kalian lihat ya, aku kalau misalnya ke es krim shop, aku nggak pernah tes gitu, aku nggak pernah. Aku nggak tahu aku suka rasa ini. I've set my standard.
Right.
Gua tahu gue maunya apa. Gua nggak perlu coba-coba yang lain. Gua tahu peanut butter rasanya kayak apa. Gua tahu Hokkaido cheesecake rasanya kayak apa. Gua langsung tahu gue maunya ini. Jebret. Jadi aku langsung ambil aja. That's the first thing. Yang kedua, I think kebanyakan orang itu break up atau bail out karena ada beberapa hal mereka punya preferences yang standar itu nggak dipenuhin. Beberapa doang. 8 out of 10 dipenuhin. Tapi mereka bail out for the 2 that the other person nggak bisa meet. And then they bail out untuk ketemu sama orang yang fulfill the 2 out of 10.
What about the 8?
What about the 8? Tapi karena dia kayak yang mantan gue nggak bisa fulfill gue yang the 2. Tapi ya udah jadi gue akhirnya sama yang ini. Tapi mereka missing the 8 yang udah dipenuhi sama yang sebelumnya sama mantannya. And that's just a shame. Kayak you're bailing out, you basically exodus sama sama pasangan you cuma karena ada beberapa hal yang ini nggak bisa dipenuhi. That's just practicing divorce.
I do think that I think I would love to end it
Please
with
do.
Sometimes in a relationship we try to find the better person, but the point is to be the best person. I think that's a key point that I would like to say.
That's it, guys.
Apa?
Sorry.
Shut up.
Say that again. Say that again for the people in the back.
I think relationship is not about finding a better person. It's about becoming the best person.
That's it.
Let's go.
That's it. Okay, see you guys next week.
Udah.
udah itu aja, berhentinya di sono aja, gak ada lagi.
Thank you.
Thank you.